What's up, guys? Wanted to start back again doing some YouTube stuff. Got my monitoring angle right here. Got my phone so I can stop, record, whatever. Using the DJI mics. What are they? What are they called? Mic Pros? I don't know what they're called. DJI Mic 2. I'm using the DJI Mic 2. Nifty little case. Anyways, if you want to know how this is lit, F22 through a diffusion with a grid. Got ultra bounce right here, and using the outside light back there. This mirror is actually a practical mirror. It should be hitting me kind of back right here. Who knows? I set it up myself in like 5 seconds. Anyways, so today's video, I wanted to talk about this campaign that we shot for a nonprofit called The Bridge. They are powered by Goodwill of Southern Rivers, which is a client of ours. So I'm going to make myself small and put the ad on the screen. So 30-second ad, super easy. So the opening shot is Andrew, and the final delivery that we gave them was a standard aspect rate. God, dog. We cut ourselves a 4x3 because I like 4x3, and I thought it fit the vibe pretty well. But the client did get a 16:9 cut. Anyways, so the opening shot is of Andrew. You see a little light flare right there. And he's just kind of walking down the street, right? And so we ran everything pretty much this day on the Ronin with the Komodo and a 28mm. Graded this in Dehancer. I can't remember what film stock we used, but tweaked it a little bit further past that. We wanted something just where he wasn't overly happy, but he wasn't, he doesn't look sad. Kind of looks like he's on a mission. Then we cut to him at the bus stop. We see a bus pulling up. He checks his phone. He gets a notification that says first day of class, right? Long story short, he's happy about that. He's excited to go. Sorry if you hear the rain. And he gets on the bus, right? Then he's in the classroom. We got a big source on the wall because of the window. I didn't really care too much about it. It's fine. Next shot's a girl. She's working, doing her thing. And this is how they said their classes normally operate. They got about 12 to 15 people per class. They go in there, they get their GED. It's all great stuff. Teacher's right here asking if anyone needs help. Andrew's doing a problem. And next thing you know, he's in a cap and gown getting fitted. He shakes their hand, and he walks across what they call the bridge. And so the reason we did the ad that way is because when I sat down and talked to them, it was, we want to show exactly what the process is in 30 seconds. So that's what we did, obviously with time jumps and stuff like that. But anyways, how do we light this? So I kept the sun to camera left, so just behind subjects. I guess in this shot would be their left shoulder. So that was really relatively simple. So all the exterior stuff is all the same. It's just a bounce with neg if we needed it. Wasn't much we could do on the crew we had and the time that we had. We had about an hour with the bus. So yeah, just knocked it out, neg, bounces, stuff like that. So yeah, we lit this with I think a 600X through a big dome or an 8x or something like that. And we tried to just like fill the room. Wanted it to feel pretty natural. There was a big sourcey window, as you can see, this kind of blob on the back that's coming from the window. I didn't hate it, didn't love it, so just kind of let it live. So then we jump into our coverage, right? Same thing, we just kind of wrap the light around, and you can see there, that's part of the window, the left part of the frame. And so we kind of let that live, brought in a little bit of neg on the front side, but that was really about it. And then for this tight shot, we let the window light and the 600 do their thing and just punched in closer. For the shot of the teacher, we actually took the light, and you can see a little bit of it on that back map back there. We just pushed it her way and then put a little bit of neg on the side. Nothing too crazy. And for the shot of Andrew, we actually brought in, I think, an F22 just to get closer. And so we only wanted to give a little bit of kiss on the side of the face and the neck. And then all of this side right here, shadow side, that's all neg. And then we left the 600 to play in the background. That way it, we didn't lose the background completely. This shot, won't even lie to you, we just let it live. I think maybe we popped the bounce up, but this is one of the scenarios where it's either you cut off all the lights or you cut off none of the lights, and we didn't have enough time to light the entire room that's right there. In here, we did cut off all the lights in the classroom scene, and then we used something like a book light. I guess you could call it a book light. We had two 8x, 1200, and then we were kicking that through a 12x that we just hung from the ceiling. And then we had some other kickers here and there for when we punched into tights. I want to say we did line this back wall right here, this back wall in the graduating scene with some tubes just to give some good background lift, which I think you can see kind of here, just kind of right over top of their heads. And that's really it. I mean, we really tried to keep this ad simple. I had a 4-person crew, 5-person crew, and that included the client. So that's really it. Obviously, we could have put a lot more effort into it if we had a little bit more time, but I think we only had about 2 hours, 3 hours for the entire shoot. We were very limited on the bus, which was the first thing in the morning, and I had to wait for the sun. So like in this shot of Andrew putting his phone down, I had to wait for the sun to come up over the church building. And so that killed a little bit of time for us, but if not, all of this would have been in straight shade. And I wanted at least some type of texture in the background with the sun coming through. So I have some layers with the shadows and stuff like that. And then with all of our extras, I think we had them like maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I know for sure in the graduating scene, like you don't really see them in the 4x3, but all the people on the corners, we had them for like 10 minutes. But hey, we got it done. We did what we were supposed to do, and this is the ad that we made for the bridge program with Goodwill. The music was made by us, so that's a track called Shine. If you want to listen to it, you can listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever. And then the video was done by Garrett, our sound guy. So, yeah, all around great team. It was myself, a guy named Josh Hart, who was our gaffer, a guy named Lakin Perry, who was our grip, and then the client was creative director was London Mahogany, but he's also a shooter, camera guy as well. So, yep. So we had a pretty good, solid team on this, but that was the ad. So I'm going to start doing these a little bit more. So if they bore you, I'm sorry, but yeah. See ya.